What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's tutorial, we'll be creating a pencil illustration of the Minecraft sheep. Welcome everyone to this structured art lesson. This is part of our ongoing beginner sketch course designed specifically for younger artists. In this lesson, we'll be learning how to sketch a Minecraft sheep, focusing on core sketching fundamentals like proportion, shading, and structure. I'm going to begin with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. I want to begin by breaking down a drawing with some guidelines. Let's start at the very top in the middle. It's going to lightly work our way down, using these short lines to create the straight line coming all the way down towards the bottom. Now let's move to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now we're going to be using these two lines to help us align the composition of our drawing. So on the right side, we're going to draw in the head. Let's move up along that center line right here. I'm just going to draw a straight line going across. Now the length of this line will define the size of the head. So I'm just going to stop right about there. And I want to draw that same length line coming down the right side. So we'll bring that down to there. Now we're going to bring this back in towards that center line to create our square. Now with the body, we're going to turn it slightly so it's in a 3/4 position. So we're going to follow this line all the way towards the back to right about here. Draw a straight angled line coming in towards the side of the head. Now let's go back and we're going to draw the back of the body coming down. Now the body is basically a rectangle. So here we're just going to follow this along, coming down towards that same length. And we'll close off the bottom with that same angled line from the back coming towards the front. Now let's draw the right side. From here, draw that same angle in the opposite direction, going over towards the right side. And we're just going to tuck this up underneath the head. So there's a little overlap on the bottom. Now with the legs, we just want to block out the volume. So let's start from the bottom corner, come down, come across, and then pull that back up underneath. Let's draw that same length leg along the front corner. I'm just going to pull this across the bottom a little bit more towards the right. And leave a gap and do the same thing, coming down. Now this leg is shorter across the back. So again, we're just following that angle across the bottom of the legs. Now from here, I'm just going to do a light cleanup, just erasing that center guideline along the top, going across the head, and then along the bottom. Now that we have the rough composition of our drawing, we're going to go in and start adding a second level of detail. Let's start with the face. We want to trace the top along the bottom, going across, come down the side with two short lines, come down and in. Now I'm going to bring this all the way down towards the bottom of the head. Along the side of the head, we're going to add the ears. Let's start on the top left, going straight out. Let's line this up on the right. Angle this down and in. And then come straight in towards the side of the head. Now along the top, we're going to draw two small rectangles for the eyes. Let's start with the one on the left. We're just going to step in, going across. Now leaving a gap in between the eyes, we'll draw that same size rectangle on the right side. Let's connect the bottom corners of the eyes with a straight line going across. Now we're going to come down across the mouth, coming down all the way down towards the bottom of the chin. Let's go back up to the top left corner, come down towards this point here. And I'm just going to separate the top of the muzzle going across, come all the way down, draw another straight line. Now I'm going to be using this rough sketch as a guide to help us layer on some more detail and refine the shapes. Now I want to start with the muzzle. Let's start from the very top. I just want to give this a slight curve going across. Now we can draw this in a little bit darker just to define the edges. Coming down, around at the bottom of the mouth. Now on the left side, come down. Now it's going to tilt the bottom edge of the jaw. Just bending this across and then down towards the right. Let's block out the jaw. Again, just tilting the bottom of the chin. Let's go back up to the top. Let's bend this down. Draw a straight line going across the teeth, and then along the bottom with another straight line. Now we're going to move up, add a curve for the tongue. Let's go back up to the top of the muzzle, curve the nose. The nostrils coming in and down, and then flatten this off. Let's just define the edge of the muzzle, coming down in towards the chin. Now let's go back and add a little bit more shape to the eyes. Just going to round out the corners so they're not as sharp. Across the eyelid. And then just bending the bottom of the eyes. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now I want to push the pupils towards the outside. So on the left, draw almost like a square on the end. Do the same thing on the right. Now I'm just going to lightly shade that in. Let's also shade the inside of the mouth, going around the teeth and the tongue. Now I'm going to go back and just round out the corners of the face. Working our way around the eyes and then in. Now let's round out the corners of the head, just taking out that sharp point, go straight down towards the bottom. Also round out the bottom corners of the head. We're also going to round out the ears, again just taking out the sharp points. And now with the body, we're just going to go across, round out the corners, come down the side. Now we're just going to bulge out the base of the legs, going around, and just tuck that up underneath the body. Do the same thing along the front leg, and then the back leg. We're also going to add a fold across the neck, coming across, and then in. Now you want to add some more shape to the feet. Let's start with the one on the back. I'm just going to angle this in, round out the bottom. I'm just going to bend this back up. Let's do the same thing to each of the legs, just rounding out the back and the bottom and going up underneath. Let's add a split along the front. Now I'm going to go back and do one final cleanup before we add some more detail. And now we're going to switch our pencil to a 0.9mm. This is a little bit thicker. So we're going to add some more contrast to the face and some darkness inside the nostrils. So we're just going to thicken that up and then fill that in. Let's add a split in the middle. Now we're just going to separate the teeth along the top, starting from the left, working our way across. And go back and just darken up the inside. That pupil a little bit bigger. And go really dark across the bottom and then gradually fade that up towards the top. I want to soften up the perimeter of the head. So I'm just going to add these little swirls, just softly working around the head, just following these lines that we created underneath. Now on the bottom left side, we're just going to fade this in and blend that out. Also across the neck. We're just going to come down across the body and then gradually soften that up and blend that out. Let's do the same thing across the ears. I'm just going to enhance that seam in the center and then blend that down. Also the seam across the top, so going darker along the inside by the head and then fading that out. Now I switch to the side edge of my 2mm pencil and add some textured shadows. So we start with the ears along the bottom. Just going to swirl this around, creating a darker tone, and we'll just fade that up towards the top to create a bit of a highlight. We'll do the same thing to the right ear, again going darker across the bottom, and then blending that up. I'm just going to add some shadows to the face. We're just going to go in and add some texture inside with these little swirls inside the fur. Now, as we get near the end of our drawing, I'll add a few more details, and always be sure to sign my artwork. And there's a sketch illustration of a Minecraft sheep. If you found this lesson helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone else who's learning to draw. You can find more step-by-step lessons in the full sketching course playlist link below, or explore other topics across the channel. Keep practicing, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next one.